I don't see. All right, so I do have a quick question though.
What's
What
up?
are expectation levels for Myles Brennan next season?
Bench rider.
Like, honestly,
Bench rider, get him on the bench, or he'll transfer if he doesn't start. But Max
do you
Johnson,
really think so?
Max
Yes.
Johnson has to start.
Myles Brennan would be out of his mind not to transfer.
Yeah, especially because his injury is a very weird injury that he had last year. So I mean, if
he's not that hurt, he's just Max Johnson's just better than him.
And
I don't think so, dude. Because he had to get a bunch of surgeries and stuff like that. I mean, he had some very
I'm not
weird
saying
injuries.
he wasn't hurt then, but I don't think he's hurt now.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying like because he was hurt, that performance that Max Johnson put on, I don't know how you can take the team away from him. I mean, he went into number 5 Florida and won as a true freshman.
I mean, it's got to be Max's team.
It has to be. The team bought into him.
If it's not, if Myles Brennan starts this year, I guarantee Ed Ogeron will be on the hot seat at the end of the year.
Dude, and the thing is that I know in my heart that Myles Brennan is going to start, dude. I've seen multiple pictures of him on the.
No, wasn't Max Johnson running first team reps at the spring game?
Yeah,
they both were though. I mean, they're just gonna say that, but I've seen so many pictures that they put out on Instagram and stuff like that. That Coach O has put out. Myles Brennan is always there, man. I mean, he was sitting right at the right hand of Coach O at one of the team meetings. They had like some big team dinner, and he sat right there.
He's a senior. I mean, he's a leader on the team, whether he's the starting quarterback or not.
No. You got to look at the social media posts though that LSU football puts out. I don't see that much Max Johnson. I see a lot of Myles Brennan on there.
Yeah, man. And plus,
but
like,
if you look,
it's his team.
if they do that, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's a big mistake.
And I think
Max Johnson, it just seemed like he had that little that it factor. Like Myles Brennan played well. It's not like he's a bad quarterback. He couldn't win the games. And I know it's not all on him. LSU had the worst defense in the country when they were playing. That's fair. But Max Johnson just he's got it. You can just tell.
Yeah. But
I do have to say, after that Florida game, I was out in Baton Rouge that night. Max Johnson dropped his dick on Florida, flew home, and then I saw him at the Sonic drive-thru getting a slushie, like a box.
Go.
Gotta say, I think he definitely has that it factor.
Because he gets plushies from Sonic after the game.
Yep.
Like his mom gave him like $20 after the game. Like, great job, honey.
Yeah. Good job, bud.
I don't know, dude. I just think that, especially looking at, if you look at what LSU kind of likes doing, I just don't see him throwing a freshman quarterback because he'll still have 4 years of eligibility, so he's going to be classified as a freshman.
He got the only important wins of the season.
Look, I think that Max Johnson should start. I completely agree with you all there, dude. I think he's the better quarterback, but there's also something to say.
You just said
that there's an
Myles Brennan's the guy.
But but I'm saying there's an argument to put Myles Brennan out there next year to make sure that Max Johnson has the time to develop.
He's going to transfer. Why would he not transfer?
I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would just 1 year off because
you think too highly. You think you put too much of a moral aspect into these players wanting to be loyal to the program. They can transfer for no penalty now. This year,
I know.
There's zero. They're gonna go want to. They're gonna want to go start.
I'm not saying that he's not gonna.
Brennan wants to play for this team. Brennan wants to be an LSU quarterback. He could have left a long time ago.
Look, I'm not saying that either. I didn't say that either of these two guys are gonna leave. I don't think that Max Johnson's gonna transfer, even if Myles Brennan starts. I mean, Myles Brennan is a senior. You know what I mean? He plays 1 year. The job is his next year. There is no controversy. You know what I mean? So if he's already on the team and then you start Myles Brennan, he can't just transfer mid-season. You know what I mean? And then by the end of the season, he is the starter. So you would give him that year to grow, which wouldn't hurt him by any means. But he
already had the year to grow. He's not going to want another one.
Hey, look, I just think that there's an argument for Myles Brennan. I want Max Johnson to start. Without no question in my mind, I think he's the better quarterback, and he's the future of LSU. But do you want to risk putting him out there too early and letting this kind of, Jordan Jefferson mindset setting in? You know what I mean? Whereas this endless cycle of those two quarterbacks going back and forth like that, of just, failure after failure, because they probably got in too early. Another year or two, and they might have had a chance.
No, in my opinion, Max Johnson already proved that he can handle it. He came in last year and other than Bama and Auburn, he beat the two hardest teams on our schedule last year. So I think he's already got it. And I think next year's LSU team has a lot of people coming back. And really, I think that team with the right quarterback has a chance to win a championship. I don't want that to be ruined with Myles Brennan starting. Just because
I 100% agree with Blake. If it was a reloading year for LSU, I would agree, give Max Johnson time. But this is a team that could legitimately push for a national championship. Why sit back and sit the better quarterback because you don't want to throw him out there too early? I just don't see how LSU makes that decision.
I don't see, and I think that it all ties back to what Blake said earlier, is that if he does make that decision, and for those reasons, he's going to be on the hot seat if it doesn't turn out well. Because this, like you said, this is a team that can win, without a doubt. So it's going to be interesting moving forward, kind of seeing what they're going to end up doing, dude. But I hope he starts Max Johnson. I really do. If they come out and say that kind of stuff, where they say, this has been Myles Brennan's team for years. It's always supposed to have been his team. He waited through Joe. He was loyal to us. We're going to be loyal to him. If they say that and it doesn't work out, dude, I mean, it's going to be nearing the end of Ed Orgeron's time at LSU.
And deservingly so. Because like I said, I've said it before, a fifth-year senior quarterback should not be in a competition and actually kind of losing that competition to basically a true freshman.
You don't get to – and nowadays in college football, you should not get to start just because you're older. The game has changed. They're like freshmen – if it's a game-breaking, talented freshman, you just have to play them.
Like, imagine Justin Fields starting for that Georgia team. I'm sorry. That has to be said.
They win the national championship.
They had loyalty to Jake Fromm, and it bit them in the ass. If Justin Fields would have started for that Georgia team,
they win the national championship.
Facts.
I mean, dude, you hear this a lot. People say this a lot. I mean, it is a business. I mean, even at the NCAA level. So, I mean, yeah, I think that loyalty to an extent's got to be kind of taken out of the equation, just because, that's why all these guys are transferring. They don't have any loyalty anymore.
It's just not real. The teams don't have. I mean, it's not real anymore. Teams don't actually have a loyalty to these kids. Why should these kids have a loyalty to the teams? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. Football is different now.
Yeah, dude. It's totally different.
How many times has Nick Saban bounced somebody on a scholarship? He's promised them a scholarship, and then signing day he signs 32 other people, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have room for you."
It's the nature of college football now, of big-time college football now.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's just how it is.
And every team does that. I'm not just, as much as I hate Nick Saban in Alabama, and I respect Nick Saban, it's just, every team does that kind of stuff. If you bounce those guys and you kind of screw them over, then LSU doesn't get those guys. Or, all of your competitors don't get the recruits that they want just because you bounce somebody. And they got to spend 2 years a year in JUCO or whatever, a transfer. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough one. But,
Orgeron comes out and says, "We're going to start Myles Brennan for the first game." I'm going to fucking shit a brick.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that, because I think he's going to start Max Johnson.